salutations. How's everybody doing? Well, when it comes to, being, a Time Lord and all that, sometimes we have the bit of advantage of, in a way, aging and at the same time being able to, heal or whatever. But what about the idea of immortality? So, especially in the character of Jack Harkness, there's been the idea of what if he is the face of Boe? Could he? Let's try to figure that out. But before we do that, you know who we are. I bet you do. We are... For you! Get into, explaining, this little bit of idea. Maybe we should talk about the character of Jack Harkness. Who was first introduced in the Ninth Doctor's run, played by Christopher Elkinson.
Now hold on, ladies. I don't want to have to shoot either one of you.
But you're unarmed. You're naked. But that's a compact laser deluxe. Where were you hiding that?
You really don't want to know.
Give me that accessory.
And he, in a way, was, a rogue bounty hunter, and in a way. And what happened with him at one point, he got zapped by a Dalek.
Feel this!
Exterminate!
But Rose Tyler, she basically says, I gotcha, bro. Zapped him, and in a way gave him the gift of immortality. So he has in a way been, jumping around when it comes to, at times, meeting up with the Doctor, and at the same time having his own TV show with Torchwood. And anyway, having to, live others, and at the same time outlive others. So, could there be the possibility of the idea of him being the face of Boe? Well, before we do that, maybe we should perhaps try to say, okay, well, do we have have an idea, how many appearances had the face of Boe appeared in? Well, he had exactly, say, he was introduced at the End of the World, The Long Game. He was introduced in the episode The End of the World. His return in the episodes The Long Game, New Earth, Gridlock, and this final episode that he appeared in was The Utopia, in which he would tell the Doctor some bit of news that probably would even be new to him.
That's why we have to survive. Both of us. Don't go.
I must. But know this, Time Lord. You are not alone.
What exactly was the face of Boe? Well, he appeared to be a male Bokan who was like a gigantic humanoid head. And although he could, normally talk in grunts, he was able to communicate by the means of telepathy. And he could communicate verbally at times, but it was not something that was just, well, hello, Doctor, in a way.
Doctor.
Yeah, hold on, not now.
I give you my last.
And is also known as the creature that God forgot. Some bit of details about him was that he has the distinction of being one of the oldest creatures in the known universe. By the time of his death, he was the oldest creature. There's evidence that he was present when the stars of Andromeda were all but nothing but dust. And so, anyway, and 20 to 120,000, he was featured on Battle TV and news claiming that he had fallen pregnant with Bohemians, in which, he had his children. He had 3 sons and 3 daughters. All 6 lived natural lifespans of 40 years and no more. And, so he watched his children grow, but eventually, he was only one of his race left behind. And eventually, he would be the face of sponsorship to safely witness destruction of Earth by the expansion of the sun in 5 billion. And he would, in a way, also at times, the event of this was sabotaged by Lady Cassandra, but he would eventually survive this attack. We're probably going to be talking about Lady Cassandra eventually. So, and apparently, say when Boe was, at this point of his death, he was actually summoned by a 10th Doctor to let him know, hey, I got something I need to tell you, in a way. And could Jack be the face? Well, there could be a bit of some idea of it, but at the same time, in the past, one point, Jack Harkness said this little beauty of a line.
Face of Boe, they called me. I'll see you.
But could this actually be a full guarantee of this is confirmed? Jack is the face, because when we think about it, yes, at the end of the universe or end of the death of the Earth, they say, okay, this is when the Face of Boe. But could this have been Jack Harkness? Because, well, apparently, even though we have had this idea of maybe that line of Jack being oh hey, maybe he could be in a way. However, we have not really had that many adventures of okay. Say after Torchwood, and at the same time the last time we had seen him was when he was end up bumping into the 13th Doctor.
So you've had dealings with Daleks as well, then?
Yeah, they killed me once, long time ago. No big deal.
You look pretty healthy for a corpse.
I know, right? I can be killed, but I come back to life pretty quick. Partially her fault, partially a friend of hers on Earth called Rose. But she's trapped in a parallel universe now.
She's what?
Dalek DNA trace Japan.
And honestly, when I'm starting to think about it, with Jack after having could Jack be the face of Boe? Perhaps he could be, perhaps he could not be, because say when we think about characters that have aged so rapidly, that one time when the Doctor, he had aged so rapidly because of the Master, and that his body basically in a way shriveled. Could in a way that be the same thing that could have happened to Jack after his DNA or his molecules getting affected by all the things that power that's coming from the TARDIS? Could that the time vortex, could that have affected it? It perhaps could have, in a way, as he continues on, perhaps all the bit of things that could have affected him, perhaps it could have gone to his face, perhaps it could have gone to his upper bodies, and as he aged, maybe that could have kept his organs going, but at the same time his gone up to the rest of his body. I'm not sure. This is a very tough question, I feel like, in that as of now we don't have a full canonized answer as of yet. We can theorize, but at the same time that will not really give us a full in-depth answer to give us that answer. But what are your thoughts? Could he be or could he not be? See you next time. Because I'm thinking I'm hearing Mount Rod coming.